Fields Guide is brought to you by Green Ridge Farm. Their amazing meats and meat sticks. We love the Green Ridge Farm. Justin Fields today, a much better performance. Starting slow, it didn't look great. He missed on some passes early on, but he really started to dial it in once the Bears kind of let him loose, as we talked about in the pregame, right? Let him get into a rhythm, and he did it. He comes out of this game 15 for 21 for 208 yards. Don't even have to look these up too much to know that's the most completions he's had this season, most yards he's had this season. Did have 2 sacks in the game, 1 touchdown, no interceptions though. And obviously he was a beast running the ball today. Also had that touchdown call back, that rushing touchdown call back on a block in the back call by who else? Amir Smith-Marset. 2 fumbles though, and there was one there on the last drive that almost ended things right away. So he's obviously got to still hold on to the ball a little bit better. But guys, much needed step in the right direction from the quarterback.
Just huge for Justin. I mean, the one incompletion early where you had Blasingame and whoever else was split out wide left, and there were 2 Vikings defenders, and he threw the ball in between all 4 of them, and I was sitting there like, oh my God, what exactly is going on here? He looks awful, and he got himself settled in. And just, I mean, I think that was his. I mean, maybe the Steelers game we can pick and choose at that, but it's the best game he's had in a long, long time. And his timing of getting out of the pocket and eluding trouble, picking up huge first downs on 3rd down with his legs, also throwing the football, finding Kmet open on a 3rd down. I can't wait to rewatch the film just to be able to celebrate some of the stuff he did today. But this was an enormous step forward for him. And on the Smith-Marset disaster ending, I'm pretty sure he was sprinting down the field after the fumble to go and talk immediately to him, basically console him and say, pick your head up. That's a leadership moment for him that just counts in my mind. Those guys locker by each other. He's popular in that locker room. Period. There's just a lot of good today from Justin.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, even on one of his few incompletions he had, that was a potential touchdown in the end zone, and that, to me, was a great throw. Could he got it out of his hands earlier? I don't know. I mean, he's rolling out of the pocket. But
that was on the pressure. I'll 100% backfields on that one. Yes, Mooney just smoked Harrison Smith on that play. It was a great route. He gets open, and ideally the ball gets out right there, and it's an easy touchdown. But the reality was Fields was running away from pressure. I don't think he could have gotten away any sooner than he did. And credit Harrison Smith because he recovered. Those 2 good players on each other. He recovered very well. Unfortunately, I put that on the protection.
Yep.
Just got to protect better at times in this game, and they would have had even more points.
And that just speaks to Fields and the day he had, because he got out of the pocket, he kept his eyes downfield, and he went for the home run ball. Even beyond some of the big throws, the Mooney catch was unbelievable in the first half. It's the little throws, at the end of the game when they're trying to move down the field, taking what the defense gives you, hitting it in rhythm. Maybe only a couple throws where I thought the ball placement could have been better, but for the most part, he was just, efficient and precise with his delivery in the short passing game, which sometimes can be a problem for him. And so, yeah, I just think when he stacked 2 weeks together. Last week was minimal progress, but there was progress. And then this week, there's even more progress and potential moments that almost happened. I see somebody in the chat saying, let me guess, you guys are going to be excited over 200 yards passing. Look, he threw for 200. How many yards did he throw?
208.
208. But he had 8 rushes for 48 yards or whatever. So those were also potential pass plays where he made the correct decision. So you can just hang your hat on the 200 yards, but the overall big picture of the day is Justin Fields played outstanding, and he deserved a lot better than the way that game ended.
And look, the quarterback needed to start to see some results. The Bears offense needed to start to see some results. The offensive coordinator, the head coach, all of it. And this was a major step forward. I don't care if he only threw for 208 yards. They put up 22 points. It was his completion percentage is up. His understanding the offense is up. The Vikings give up a lot of passing yards. Fine, we talked about that in the pregame show. But I mean, come on, this was a big step forward for the offense today, and they needed it desperately. We lost Hogue's microphone, I think.
Yeah, and Torian Whitfield's putting Justin Fields' second half, 12 of 13, 135 yards, and a touchdown, 5 carries for 36 yards. That's a huge step forward from the first half.
Massive. Do we have Adam back? I think
Yeah, that was my fault, guys. Okay, for me, it's not even about what the numbers end up being, and I get our bar of expectation is incredibly low, and we're celebrating a 200-yard performance or whatever, but it's more so just about how it started to look and the way that Fields just started to get in a rhythm, and the passes you could just tell were on point, and he was throwing with confidence. Now, I'm seeing other comments, and they're completely legit. You got to do this for more than one game, right? You got to keep it going now, and that's for sure. But considering how bad this has looked so far this season, you have to at least acknowledge that this was a step in the right. And you could even just see it start to click there on that first drive of the second half, where it just Carm, you made a great comment. I think this goes back to like week 1 or week 2 on a post game, where it's just like, we all know how this is supposed to look, and it's not looking that way. Well, all of a sudden in the second half, it was starting to look the way it's supposed to look.